What's up, everybody? So happy Tuesday. It's barely Tuesday. It's not even Wednesday. It's not even the middle of the week. So I decided to get on YouTube, do a live session, and we'll see how you guys are doing. Talk to you guys, answer any questions. Some of you guys are asking about Nick, so I'll try to answer some questions there. Tremboloni Tony, hello. Deidre, hello. Shell May, hello. Shelly May. Sandra Prayer, hello. Tom, hello. Carla Castillo, hola. Michael Webb, hello. Valerie, hello. Stella Peterson, Jay Olivares, Alice, hello. Jackie, hello. Oldies Girl, hello. Fernanda Lewis, hello. Josie Faber. I have not seen Caitlin. No. Paulette Hayes, hello. The one and only, thank you very much. I appreciate it. SB Sanchez, hello. God, everybody's logging in. All of a sudden, boom. Belia, hello. Ruby, hello. Anicela Valle, hello from Texas. Lou, hello. Good boy today, hello. Haven't heard from Chino. Hopefully he's doing good. Carla Castillo, thank you. Stella Peterson, what can I do to help you? You can subscribe. Well, yeah, you can subscribe. You can watch my videos from beginning to end. Share them with your friends and family. That'd be really helpful. Like the YouTube algorithm likes that, and they promote the videos more, right? So you do that. That'd be very helpful. One second, I'm getting texted by. One second. So I'm hopped on to try to answer any questions you guys may have, and talk about Nick, right? So Nick, I talked to him yesterday, last night, and I said, "Dude, are you sure? Are you sure you're ready to go on Friday?" He said, "Yeah, I'm ready. I'm sick of this. I'm ready to go home, and I'll get help over there." And so he said he's sure. He said, "I'm certain." He said, "Thank you guys very much." So we'll see on Friday, right? We'll see what happens. That he shows up. Sarah Sierra, hello. Thank you for joining us, Sarah. Melissa, hello. Valerie, I have not seen Lulu. Haven't seen Face either. Hopefully he's doing good. Natalie Fontenelle, hello. SL Congo, Susan G, hello. Jesus Gomez, arrested like 4 or 5 days. So hopefully she's doing better. The one and only, have you tried to help Carla get back to her mom since Mig has court? You should ask her if she could consider that. Oh, and the boy Nick, I think he would do a lot better if he's back with his mom. Yep. Um, so Carla's deep in addiction. Her mom got her a phone with Carla. I mean, Carla's mom is named Maria. So Maria had her son um, buy a phone so she can communicate with Carla. They lost the phone, right? So Carla's deep in addiction. Uh, she's not really ready to go anywhere like today now. It's possible once, you know, if Miggs was to get arrested for like long term, like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, she'd be a little bit more malleable, more flexible, willing to go see her mom because she's not gonna Carla won't have that influence there like daily, like right there next to her, right? So we'll see what happens. Timothy Padilla, did I go to North High? I did not know. April Miller, hello. Gypsy, hello. How are you? Sandra Pear, I check Southwest Airlines compared to Greyhound. So my airplane people, I would love to get them on an airplane, but you need an identification. You have to have a valid federal ID. He doesn't have ID. Most of the people out here in the streets do not have ID, right? Blake didn't have ID. Carla Miggs, no ID, like none at all whatsoever. So yeah, believe it or not, I thought about a plane, right? That was the first thing, but doesn't have an ID. Scratch that. Great. Buses, they don't ask for ID unless you're really young. So thank you guys for the suggestions on the plane, though. I appreciate your help. You guys are awesome. Have you heard from Cynthia's ex-boyfriend? I have not. Jasmine Polanco, hello. Thank you. I appreciate you. You can tell Carla doesn't want to do anything. I think Carla is deep in addiction. That's why she's battling addiction. Deadly Sponge, did you see that Jenny was on the news recently? The quad amputee, they helped her with the new scooter. I've heard of that. I didn't watch it or see it. I really don't watch the news a whole lot. But that's good for her. That's awesome. Alyssa Ornelas, Nick really seems like he wants the help and to be with his family. I pray he gets the help he needs on his way there and when he arrives. Yeah, it's going to be up to him. The young man just turned 18, but it looks like he's been through a lot, right? A lot through his own making. He's sounds like from what I've been told, what family has told me, that he's been very adventurous, doing a lot of things that he shouldn't be doing. So Nick is gonna have to decide that he's had enough of that and want to straighten out. So maybe this bus ticket back home to North Carolina will be a turning point for him, right? Maybe, at least that's what I hope for. No guarantees, but Mark Dells, or Marcy Dells. What happened to Adam? Love all you do. Thank you, Adam. I've interviewed a few Adams, so I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Jackie, thank you. Kimberly Moreno, hey Art, it's Carla's cousin. I think I have her bag with the. I think I have her bag with the Social Security. Would that help her get her ID? Yeah. When they when you go get ID, you need like when you go get identification, like a driver's license or just an ID card. They're gonna ask for two pieces of ID, right? Social Security card and like something else. So that would help. Doris O'Neill, thank you, Doris. I appreciate you. Art, do you know when Mig's next court date is? Yes, I do. It's a February. It's February. I know it's a Tuesday. It's no, it's a Monday actually. It's gosh, it's this. I hold on. That's a good question. I took a picture of his paperwork. So bear with me for 1 second while I verify. It's this coming Monday or the next Monday. I can't find his paperwork, but I know I have it somewhere. So I'll look to see. Here it is, right here. Found it. February 6th at 8:30 a.m. February 6th. So that's this coming Monday, right? So will he wake up? Will he go to court? So he's going to court on February 6th for a different charge. The first time he had to go to court was for a separate charge. He didn't go to court for the first charge. He now has a warrant for the first charge. Right on February 6th, he has court date. If he goes to court for this, what could they lock him up for this? I don't know, because I for sure know he has a warrant right now. So wish him luck. Michael Webb, do you think Miggs and Carla have gotten worse? Yeah, definitely. They're not getting better. So how's Chino? I haven't talked to Chino, but somebody commented like 2 days ago. Um, like it was this weekend. Somebody commented on Friday or Saturday on his video, and they said, "Hey, this guy cut my or did my girlfriend's nails or something this past weekend." So he's out there working. The thing about Chino is he looks like functional, like he looks like normal. He looks like clean, like his fingers are clean, like he maintains himself pretty well for somebody that's been addicted for so many years. So he's doing something a little bit different than a lot of other folks that I see out there in the street that they can't do. So I don't know if it's his high tolerance or I'm not sure how he's able to do that, but so yeah, he works and he gets money and then he goes and smokes and does his thing and then gets clean and then he goes back to work and yeah, it's sad. Such a good guy. I think he's a good guy. Sin Peyton, how is Apache's finger? Did he go to hospital? So I think you mean Aztec, right? So Aztec, I haven't seen him. I have not seen him. He is out in the street because I've inquired people on the street, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I just saw him yesterday. He's still out here." So I don't know if he's gone to the hospital or not. It's 50-50 if he's gone or not. So we'll see. When I do find him, it'll be interesting. Aquiles Afro, hello from Anaheim. Blessed Earth Angel, sending love to you and everyone here. Thanks for trying to help everyone out there. Thank you. I appreciate you. So, what do you guys think about that story? Carlos and his wife Blanca, they're they are they are the family that had 150 dogs out in the desert in the middle of nowhere, like literally the desert here in Phoenix. Um, so that was interesting, right? I thought that was really interesting. So unfortunately they don't have a place to stay, so hopefully they find shelter and somebody's able to help them. uh, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. Need mods. Yeah, my moderators are my super fans, which there aren't any here today, which is odd. Usually I have super fans. Oh, there's a mod right there. Jasmine Gonzalez. Thank you for joining, Jasmine. She's a moderator. Michael Kim, are Carla and Miggy going to rehab anytime soon? Um, I hope so. I've been talking to them for God, close to a year, and they've never asked about it or inquired or seemed like they were going. Um, they to me they look comfortable in their lifestyle. Migs and Carla, they're comfortable. Um, and so it's going to take something dramatic to happen, such as being locked up, to really light a fire under them and change that lifestyle. Um, Sometimes you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and a change in lifestyle, or a big change such as being locked up, is going to definitely light a fire under them, I believe. Ruby, thank you for joining. Ruby's a super fan, and she's another moderator. So thank you for joining. Be on the lookout. I open it up to everybody, uh, people that aren't even subscribed. So sometimes when I do that, you'll get like knuckleheads. Don't be a knucklehead. Darlene Islava, hello. Righteous Monkey, how you doing? Devotion Orange, comfortable in the dysfunction. Yeah, comfortable in the dysfunction, absolutely. I think their appearance is going downhill, shows their addiction is getting worse. Yeah, addiction tends to get worse, right? Addiction, I've never heard of somebody say, oh, my addiction got better, or I'll ask these folks, do you have your addiction under control? A lot of them say, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah. So, and we know that they don't. They're just lying to themselves. Anawanani is here. Thank you for moderating. I appreciate you, Amy Alvarado. Thank you. I appreciate you, Amy. You're awesome. So thank you to all the people that donated to get him a bus ticket. As soon as I saw that we had enough, I said, hey guys, that's it. Thank you for all the donors, people that donated. Um, don't need any more. I don't need to do that, or just people keep contributing. I just want the ticket plus the taxes, and probably give them a little bit extra for food. I'm gonna get him a prepaid card, right, with cat money in it, so you can buy food on his way over there. I'm not gonna give him cash, and and yeah, get him some clothes, and he'll be on his way. So so good luck to Nick, right? So tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday, on Friday's my day off. So on Friday, I'm physically gonna go and say, hey Nick, let's go, come on, get in. Same thing with Blake. You guys remember Blake when I took him to the station, right? And I bought him the ticket when Blake was with me. I bought him the ticket, right? And so it's gonna be the same thing with Nick. All right, Nick, let's go get him on the bus, and then watch the bus leave. This time I watched the bus leave. I saw him get on the bus, close the doors, and I saw the bus pulling out. So I left, and apparently he got off the bus somehow. So that was Blake. So with the Nick, I'm gonna tell him to lock the doors, man. Don't let nobody out. Anawanani, thank you very much for your donation. You are awesome. I appreciate you. You are cool. Yeah, clothes in the shower. Take them to a gym or somewhere uh, I think something popular for them is like a truck stop, like where big rigs pull over. They have showers there, so I think they pay like $10 a shower. So we can do that. Sabas is doing good. Sabas, um, somebody commented about 3 days ago, and they said, hey, there was a group of guys working outside of my house, and I went outside to smoke a cigarette. One of the workers approached me and he said, hey, can I have a cigarette or a lighter? And the guy goes, yeah. And then, hey, I know you. You're from Lost in Phoenix, right? Your name is Sabas, right? He's like, yeah. And they were just talking for a little bit. And so Sabas is working. So Sabas is working according to his mom. His mom has told me that he's working. He's doing good, and it was even confirmed by a subscriber. Mentioned it like 3 days ago in one of the videos. Like, hey, I just saw Sabas. Right, he's out there working out in the street. So I'm not sure exactly what he's doing, but he's working, which is good, right? He's being productive and trying to establish his life. So recovery is possible. Recovery is possible. It didn't seem like it, right? 2 years ago when I met him, super skinny, super thin, very, he seemed like a very overconfident, cocky kid. And but it looks like he's maturing. He's going through the maturation process and working, trying to establish himself, and that's awesome. Uh, Good for him. Raul Rodriguez, any word on Mercy? Mercy was arrested like 2 or 3 days ago, right? Well, this weekend she was arrested. So she was locked up for basically still probably still being out there. I haven't seen her, but I know she was locked up. I have not seen Lulu. Maria Hernandez, hello. Have you seen the 18-year-old Thomas? I have not seen him. I don't have much, and I am disabled, bedridden, but I would like to try helping somehow. Um, Watch the videos from beginning to end. Go all the way to the beginning, November of 2020. Start there. Watch the videos. That's a great way to help, right? So you don't have to have much, as long as you have time and you're willing to be impacted by these stories, learn some of these stories, their names, and really become emotionally invested in their stories the way I have, right? So it's really, it gives you a different perspective when you kind of look at things the way I've been looking at things the past 2 years on the street, really trying to shed light on this issue. And yeah, so everything I do, everything I say is kind of with the purpose behind it. It's not just willy nilly. So there's like a plan behind everything. Even a lot of people will complain, why do you keep interviewing Migs and Carla? Why are you wasting your time? They say, like they're the guardians of my time, right? Why are you wasting your time on, go interview somebody else that wants help? Um, but what they don't understand, they fail to understand, it's either ignorance or they just don't understand, is that that's most addicts, right? Most addicts are like Carla and Migs, most of them, right? If I've interviewed 600 people in the past 2 years, I can count on one hand how many people I've taken to the treatment center, right? Cookie, Adam, Andon, Jay, right? Maybe one more, but it's not a lot out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, right, for the past 2 years. So what does that say? I didn't take Sabas. He had to get locked up, right? He had to get locked up to get well, to be away from the his addiction, to be able to go through recovery. So I'm a firm believer that sometimes being locked up is a blessing in disguise. You think it's bad, but uh, it could potentially be good. So I've seen it. It works, and sometimes it rehabilitates people. Alyssa Ornelas, hey Art, did the lady ever find her son? The lady was Melissa. She's in California, Riverside, California. California. Her son JC is 23 years old. Uh, I don't think she has. I haven't seen him. Uh, I'm looking. He has noticeable tattoo, distinguishable tattoos on the side of his face. So I'll keep asking, but I don't think she's found him yet. So Park Place, how many homeless people live in Miggs and Carlos homeless camp area? Anywhere 5 to 10 people. I'm not sure. I see a lot of people come and go. Stella Peterson, thank you very much, Stella. You are awesome. Thank you very much. Excuse me. Lou, $99.99 chat for the people who help the dogs. Um, okay, I'll forward that to their Cash App. Carlos and Blanca. I'll send that to them. Thank you. Did the guy seven ever? Did the guy seven ever been found? Oh, I think you're talking about D's boyfriend, right? I think that's who was his nickname, Seven, for whatever reason, call him Seven. He was locked up. He was locked up at that time. Sophia Marie Mena, hello from sunny California. Have you heard from Rose, pregnant with quadruplets? I have not seen her, no. She most likely wasn't pregnant. Did you ever see Shelly again? I have not seen Shelly. Stella Peterson, I tried to send 15. Did that go through? No, I think it was 199. Thank you though, Stella. I appreciate it regardless. Nicole Deswood, good evening. Hello. Jay Olivares, is Albuquerque one of the most dangerous cities? I'm not sure. I don't live in Albuquerque. I've been there. I've interviewed people there one time with Billy. Um, I mean, Albuquerque is like the size of Tucson. It's like a smaller city. It's like a big town, small city. You know, in my opinion, um, I'm sure there's crime. Looks uh, there's a lot of blues there. So while I was there, one of the interviews I did was I was parked. I was getting gas at a Circle K in Albuquerque. Right, I'm parked. I'm getting gas in my vehicle, and it was like I don't know 8 in the morning. The sun is coming up. It's already up, and these two dudes come out and they got beer, like cases of beer, right? And they're not running or nothing. They're kind of like walking casually out of the Circle K, and they're walking up the street. They're going up the street, and I basically I pull up next to them after I'm done pumping gas. I pull up next to them like, hey, have you guys ever heard of Lost in Phoenix? They're like, no, never heard of Lost in Phoenix. And so I tell them what I do, and I asked them, can I interview them? And they said, yeah. So they're like, go to that hotel right there. So they're like going to some empty, abandoned hotel, which was kind of a little creepy, awkward. Uh, well, like, what am I getting myself into, right? Because I'm not familiar with the city, but it was okay. I didn't see anybody else, and they were really good guys. It was a really good interview. One of the guys was a little sad, and they're both addicted to blues. I can't remember their names right now because this was last year, but it was a really good interview, really good story with those two guys. You know, so that's normal though. I see that all the time here in Phoenix. Yeah. Who I can't read that, man. The writing is so little on here. Lucan Chirby, shouldn't donations be made directly to people? YouTube takes 30% from those donations. Yes. So the bad thing about YouTube, like when you guys send like a super chat, which is, let's say you send $10, YouTube takes $3 right off the bat, right? And then the government, when I do my taxes, is going to take some of that too, right? Um, so yeah, so it's always better to send it to them, but sometimes people don't have like Cash App. Like for example, Carlos and Blanca, the 150 dogs, the family with the 150 dogs, they created a Cash App. They don't have any other way to receive money. Then so I know some of you folks are in different states, different countries, and don't have a Cash App or a PayPal or whatever. So yeah, it gets kind of tricky sometimes. So the $99, like I can't send them all the $99 because it's not $99. It's going to be $69 because uh, a- um, uh, YouTube takes 30 bucks of that. So any update on Joker? Nope, he's out there joking around. Probably I haven't seen him, haven't heard from him. I give him my card. I give all these folks my card, and unfortunately they don't call me. Um, I gave my card to Chino. He's like he's like bro. He's like bro. Are you married, bro? I'll do her nails, bro. You just bring her anytime. I'll do her nails. He's such a good guy. Such a big heart, man. I hope he turns it around. That's one guy I hope he turns it around really, really fast because I think he's just got a raw deal at such a young age. So poor guy. I don't have Venmo. I used to have it. I don't. I used to have a PayPal, and then they said I was suspicious activity, and they don't let me use it anymore. So I don't know what happened there. Leslie, are you ever going to make a video with Migs and Carla with Mig's mom? So, as I've stated before, I'll state it again. Mig's mom does not want to do an interview. I've asked. Sandra, I didn't know that. I just yeah, thank you, Sandra. I appreciate you. You are awesome. Tarvis Mayweather. When isn't it going back to North Carolina soon? He's going. I'm gonna go look for him on Friday. My day off is Friday, right? So today's Tuesday. So in a few days on Friday, it's my day off. So I'll go and go look for him. Be like, hey, Nick, I'm gonna knock on his little tent and be like, all right, dude, let's go. And he has to go with me, right? He has to be willing to go. He has to be ready to go. He doesn't have much. It's not like he has to pack. He have doesn't have much. So basically, I'll take him to go get showered up, clean, try to get him some clothes and something to wear, and take him to the station and just kind of hang out till the bus leaves, and that's the plan. So, but similar to Blake, right? Sometimes it falls through. They get on the bus, but then they get off. Uh, like I've gone to pick up Migs to go to court, and knock on his tent, and he doesn't wake up. So Migs isn't going uh, to his court, right? So he has to get up and he has to be willing to go. Which part do you think has a bigger blues problem? South Phoenix, Maryville, or Mesa, Maryville? Does Arizona or Phoenix have the highest abuse of fentanyl? I'm not sure. I haven't seen statistics comparing all the states, but I would venture to say we're up there. Uh, we get lots of ODs. So just today, I don't know if you guys saw my YouTube short story. It was a newscast today. A 3-year-old little baby boy in East Phoenix, was at his family home, and he ingested at least one pill, one fentanyl pill. The family tried to give him Narcan. That didn't work, and they drove him to the hospital. He passed away. So a little 3-year-old boy. Somebody's going to jail for manslaughter. Um, so um, so it's sad. So that'll be, I'm sure that'll be tallied as a overdose death. It's an accidental. So sad. Happened today. Happened to this morning, like at 7 or 8 in the morning. So why are these pills around children? Right? Where's the parents? Where's the mom? Where's the dad? Sad. But yeah. Can you imagine 3-year-old little boy? Just, you know how they put everything in their mouth, right? So why were these pills out in the open? Why were they so close to this child? So yeah, it's infuriating, isn't it, to hear stories like that? When you're Carla Miggs, at least you're of age, right? But you're 3 years old. It's super sad. Does Miggs have mental health issues? I would say he does. Behavioral issues, like ADHD, attention deficit disorder. He's like a little bit all over the place. I'm not a doctor, but just by talking to him, he seems to have lots of emotional issues, right? Uh, I'm pretty certain there was some trauma when he was at a young age when he was a kid. And if you notice, he always refers to him as a kid. Always refers to him as a kid, himself as a kid. Like he doesn't think he's an adult, right? He knows that he's 25, but in his mind, he reverts back to when he was like 15, right? Um, uh, so I think there's some trauma that he hasn't dealt with or seen seeked help for that trauma, and his way of coping is just numbing himself every day. And he's been on the street for a long, long time, on and off the streets. I think the his home life, the environment at home wasn't, uh, just wasn't good. And a poor guy. So Casper to y'all is watching from Canada. It's freezing in Canada. I don't know how cold it is in Canada, but it's a lot colder than we're here in Phoenix. So I am very anti-socialism. Yeah, I'm not a big socialism guy either at all. Marcelino, when you get too far gone, you can't come back. Yeah, I think there's some irreparable harm done to like your organs, your brain, and your lungs and all that. You're gonna it's irreparable. Like it can't be fixed. How do you fix some of that stuff? When you're burning your brain every day with that poison. It's really sad. He is mentally stuck as a teenager. Yeah, it's possible, Gypsy. I think so too, that he's mentally stuck as a teenager. He always refers to himself as a kid. Hmm. Um, I wonder if like a psychiatrist talked to him, like, what they would uncover, right? So Carla was on the streets before Miggy. Actually, Miggy has been on the streets since he was like 16. So he's 25 years old. So he's been on and off the street since he was 16, according to what he told me. Um, Carla, so Miggs was already on the street. Carla went on the streets when her mom got deported 2 years ago, but she went to her friend's house and then left the friend's house and somehow ended up on the street doing blues, and that's how she found Miggs. uh, Arissa G, yeah, you could. You just need to tell me, like, for who it's for, what it's for. Yeah, thank you very much, Arissa. Thank you, I appreciate you. A Dolphin fan. I think Miggs is doing G. Unfortunately, I wouldn't argue with you. I wouldn't argue with you. I think he does whatever he can get his hands on. Unfortunately, right? I think G is glass or meth. Some people call it clear, crystal, all kind of names. Steve, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Monica Signs, do you help find family members that are out there? Yeah, so a lot of people reach out to me behind the scenes. They'll email me or find me on social media, and they'll say, "So right now, my social media, I have, gosh, at least 5 different people, families. Hey, this is my ex. He's the father of my 3 kids. Here's some pictures of him. We haven't seen him in a year, 2 years, 3 years. Can you keep an eye on him? Or keep an eye out for him. If you see him, let us know." Um, so another lady, hey, I haven't. Here's a picture of my daughter. I haven't seen her. So you guys would be shocked at how many people reach out to me behind the scenes, looking for their family members. It's really scary that there's so many people out here missing. So what just last was it last week when um, there was this lady standing at a bus stop. She's barefoot. It was cold that day. She was wearing like a little top, very small top. It was kind of cold that day, and I got out of my car and I said, "Hey, can I give you a blessing bag, right? There's a sweater in it, there's socks in it. Do you want that? It looks like you need a sweater and some socks." And she said, okay, like hesitant. She was like, okay. And then, okay, I'm right there. So I go to my car and she comes. And I'm in my car getting the stuff that I'm gonna give to her. And this car pulls up in front of me and says, "Hey," he rolls down his window and he says, "Hey, you want to do a date, for this amount of money, whatever." I can't exactly hear how much money he said, but she went straight to him, like vroom, like a bullet, got in his car, and she just heard money and she just went into his car. And so that really got me mad because he knows he knows we all can tell that this lady is mentally ill, barefoot on a cold day, and he's gonna take advantage of her. So basically, he took off like really fast from the parking lot, right, trying to get away because he knew he was doing wrong, right? Uh, so basically, I get behind him and I take a picture of his license plate, and I take a picture of his. I pull up, so I get behind him, take a picture of his license plate, and then I pull up next to him, and then I take a picture of him, and he's behind his tin of windows and just kind of giving me the finger or whatever. He's telling me that he's number one, and I put the phone down, and then he lowered the window. When I put the phone down, he lowered the window, so he has a little bit of shame. He knew what he was doing wrong. I'm just giving her a ride. What are you doing? You're not giving her a ride, dude. We know what you're doing. You and I both know what you're doing. And he was just so that's how people go missing, right? So the people that reach out to me behind the scenes send me emails. Hey, my daughter, my daughter, my ex, my this, my that. This is how people go missing. I watched it with my eyes. So that's what I told the guy. Like, dude, if she goes missing or something happens to her, I have your information. I wanted him to think about that, so that he wouldn't harm her, like, do crazy stuff. So yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of people out there that do that. So you guys need to talk to your sons, your husbands, your boyfriends. Don't be dirty. Don't be filthy like that. Polly Pocket, how are you doing? I think last time you commented, Polly Pocket, that I think you're a little stressed out last time. I can't remember exactly what you were saying, but hopefully you're doing better. Brenda, yeah, thank you. Thank you. I think we can all keep an eye on it. I think the state does a really poor job. So speaking of the state, when I was talking to Nick the first time, I go, I asked him, where are you from? He's like, I'm from North Carolina. I go, "W- how long have you been here?" He said 3 months. I go, why did you come here? Did you come here for the prices? No, I came here for treatment. The Child Protective Services in North Carolina sent me here. And I was like dumbfounded, right? I was like, what? Why would the state agency that's in charge of protecting children not know that Phoenix is like the capital of these pills, right? Like, he was ODing on these pills in North Carolina, paying $10, $20 for these pills. So they think it's a good idea to send him here where these pills are 50 cents a dollar. Like, try to make sense of that. Somebody try to explain that to me. It's kind of weird. Um, I don't know. Chaparra, I'm doing good. What about the lady, her two boys? Have you seen them also? Elizabeth and her two boys. They received lots of help, so I'm hoping that they're doing better. Hopefully, they kind of helped them get on their feet. I know they received lots of help. So, and sometimes that's what we got to do, is just give people a hand. Um, I believe in a hand up, not a handout. I believe that there should be safety nets, not hammocks, right? So, because some people just get too comfortable, they get too comfortable with the state or the federal government. Just give me, give me, give me. Like, we'll help you get up, but you gotta, we'll give you a push, but then you got to run yourself. So, um, our first troll is gone. Legally, CPS cannot send a child alone. I've worked with kids in CPS custody for several years. There's likely more to that story. Maybe different states have different rules. I'm not sure. And Sharma, love from India. Thank you for checking in all the way from India. That's awesome. Who has gotten to you the most out of your interviews? The most annoying, frustrating? I don't know. I get frustrated with a lot of them. You know, when they deny that they're addicted. You know, they start lying to me. It's really like blatantly lying to me. Uh, you know, some people I've approached, hey, you know, I'm lost in Phoenix. As soon as I say lost in Phoenix, they're like, so what? I look homeless to you? You think I do blues? But their fingers are all like they have the telltale signs. Like I'm not saying you do blues. I'm asking, do you use blues, right? Because you're like in an area, you know, surrounded by blues. And just 5 minutes ago, I saw you like smoking. So you know they get mad when I kind of call them out on their BS, right? So I can't get too mad. I have to understand that they're not clear-headed. They're not thinking rationally. So I'm not gonna try to argue with them, right? Something's going on with you know they're not able to think rationally at that time. So try not to argue with them. Estella Becerra, hello. How do they hustle the blues out in Phoenix in broad daylight, out in the open? The city of Phoenix has they're short 300 police officers. They're short 300 police officers, so there's like a level where the Phoenix Police Department should be at. They're below the level, so if you're in an accident or if it's some type of misdemeanor, like not a big emergency, like it's gonna be a while for a police officer to get to you. Some politicians and some people thought it was a really good idea to defund the police, right? So some of you guys voted for those politicians. Some of you guys thought it was a good idea. Somebody actually thought it was a good idea to take away money from the people that protect you from people that want to do you harm, right? So all across the country, a lot of police officers retired. They, you know what? I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. That's what happened in City of Phoenix, right? City of Phoenix, the fifth largest city in the nation, and we're like 300 police officers understaffed. That means that's not good because when you need police officer for an emergency, it might take a while. So these guys are feel emboldened, right? They feel, oh, there's no police, so I can just do whatever, and it's out in the open, like out in the open, and it's really scary because you know your kids are out walking to school. They're walking literally. I've seen it walking over foil. They're walking over needles. I've seen pills on the ground. When they get arrested or they're or they're fighting or the police come and kind of tell them to move, they lose pills, they lose stuff, and I've seen pills on the ground. I've seen just all kind of crazy stuff, you know. And if I see it, it's okay. But what about your children that are walking to school, right? How do you explain that? The little 3-year-old boy that's found a pill this morning and took it in his mouth and passed away, right? So it's really scary out there. It's like a jungle. It's like a different world. It's like a world within a world, right? So it's nuts. How's Ricky doing? I haven't seen him since that interview. I haven't seen him at all. Are they inspecting these pills? Nah, there's no inspection going on. They buy the pill, they put it on a foil, and they smoke it with a straw. No inspection done. Minneapolis is short 300 police officers too. I was in a hit and run with my 2-year-old child. I found out who did the crime, and the police said they can't do anything because no one died. Yep, that's what happens when you defund the police. Your senator from Minnesota, I forgot her name. It was a weird name. She was like the biggest defund the police person. So it's just insane, man. It's just insane the people you guys vote for. It's weird. Are these people able to shower occasionally? Yeah. Occasionally, yeah. Nick hasn't showered in a month, he said. Um, yeah, eventually they shower. Eventually they do. It costs like $10 to $12 to shower. That's how much the truck stops charge. So yeah, or um, I know where they'll get together, they'll put their money together and they'll go get like a membership, a gym membership, and they kind of share that membership to go shower them, so it's kind of odd. Do you carry Narcan? Yes, I do. Why are their hands always black? They don't wash their hands. I know their fingertips are black because of the so they have a piece of aluminum foil, and they put the little pill. It's a little pill, small pill, like that big in the middle, and then they get a straw, right? And then they have a lighter under here, right? They smoke. They light. They light the lighter underneath to heat up and burn the pill. The pill emits the smoke. They suck in the smoke with the straw, and underneath the aluminum, it's burning, it's turning black. So they're touching that aluminum foil with their fingers. The soot from the smoke under the aluminum foil is I know that turns their fingers black. Their hands is just they're just not showering. They're not washing their hands like on a regular basis. If you look at some of the folks, their nails are just they haven't cleaned their nails in weeks, months. It's been a while for some folks. So, yep. That's why some of the videos I'll say like loyal to the foil. I can't remember who was it. Ashanti. She said, "I'm loyal to the foil." All Phoenix's foil city. Um, Everywhere you look, there's foil. There's like burnt up little foil everywhere, and that's foil city. So here in Phoenix, they smoke it that manner. Different states they crush it up and snort it. Some states they slam it. They inject it. Unfortunately, so it's nuts. Have you ever seen Migs and Carla both doing drugs in person? Yes. How do we end the epidemic? I don't know if you're going to end it. I don't know if you're ever going to end it, but we could do a better job of managing it. Uh, like the whole purpose, the mission statement of this channel is a prevention through awareness. If we can educate young people, if we can empower them to say no, right? Just don't be curious about that because that curiosity can literally kill you. It happens every day, and I think just by doing something simple like that, that'll help. You guys should go to your schools and talk to them like, hey, we need to do something because it's not whatever you guys are doing is not working, right? So you guys want to talk about trans rights and all this stuff, but on the other end, people are dying like every day, like real, humans are dying, children are dying, preteens, teenagers, young adults are dying every day from their curiosity, you know. And so set that agenda aside, school people and politicians set that stuff aside and focus on this is the real epidemic, right? This is a real epidemic, but it's really not a lot of uh, a lot of people don't talk about it, right? Because it's not in their best interest politically, I don't think, so you guys should go to your schools, school districts, and talk to the school board and tell them about the curriculum you want your child to be taught, right? Not that woke stuff, right? But talk to them about these pills that are killing people. Um, it's just, our priorities are just insane. Those same politicians are telling you that we need to take away money from the police for some reason, right? So it's just beyond me. I don't get it. I don't, it's nuts. I fear for America. It's not the same America when I used to be a kid, that's for sure. Have you seen the guy from Dr. Phil lately that you interviewed a while ago? I have no idea what who that is, Ashlyn. Uh, Ani Cruz, thank you very much. I appreciate you. How do you stay safe? By sheer will and determination. Dolphin fan. Be careful, Art, that you don't OD from the secondhand smoke if they're smoking around you. We need you here. Yeah, so um it's so blatant and so out in the open, and they know that there's no repercussion, that they're smoking it at bus stops. They go to the convenience store and they're smoking it in the restroom, and that's what businesses and people dislike. Is That's fine if you want to put your health at risk. You go do whatever you want. But as soon as you start smoking in areas that, my children are going to walk through or I'm going to walk through, right? This is what I'm hearing from like people, just normal citizens, right? Um, they say they get pissed off. And you know what? I don't blame them, right? I don't blame them. I don't want to walk into a convenience store, right, or walk into the restroom at QT or Circle K, and boom, I know what it is because I already know the smell. But can you imagine somebody that's innocent that doesn't? What the hell is that? Right? They smell it and it goes bad for them, right? What if they have breathing issues? What if they have something that's detrimental as soon as they smell it, right? Um, so I understand that. That's why people have lack compassion and understanding, and I understand. I get it too, right? You don't want to be exposed to that stuff, and unfortunately, we're all exposed because we see this. I see it every day, and it's really hard to understand. I think people out on the street they don't care. Like they don't care about laws, rules. They don't care about none of that stuff. And so it's tough. It's What do you do? Annette Melanchuk. I've had people smoke meth right in front of me, and that smell is so sweet. Is it? Um, yeah, I haven't smelled that. I don't want to. Blues is more. It's not fun. It's just like smells. It's very chemically. It's like to me, it's like a mixture of popcorn and dog food, but like very like strong chemically. It's hard to explain, but just it's a nasty odor, very repugnant odor. Calvin, they think that laws shouldn't apply to them. Yeah, they're fearful of the police. They're fearful of being arrested, but they understand that the probability of being arrested are very low because they understand that there's a cop shortage, right? And the cops are looking for big fish, right? Big crimes, like big felonies, right? Robberies, um, just big ticket items. These little petty shoplifting, theft. It's it's a police officer probably has to be bored to arrest you for that. So, do you get contact high? I do not. That's funny. I don't. Do you think Miggs will ever really turn it around? I hope so. I think he's going to need a long lockup to turn it around. He's going to need a long lockup. He's not going to do it by himself, Miggs. Carla has to be separated from him to turn it around. Like she has to be away from that influence. So we'll see. They're not fearful of being arrested. They're fearful of going through detox, right? They're fearful of going through withdrawals. They're fearful of going through withdrawals. The pain is what they say. Delia, what happened to the guy that had his whole hair tangled? That was Elias, right? I haven't seen him in over a year. I personally think that his family from California came and took him either back to California and institutionalized him over there, or they have him institutionalized here because the family used to reach out to me like, "Hey, have you seen him? Have you seen him?" And all of a sudden, I don't see him, and they don't reach out. So I'm putting two and two together, and I think the family helped him somehow. But the family in California found him because of the videos, right? I interviewed him a few times. The mom reached out to me. The uncle reached out to me, and so that's why these videos are important, right? So on TikTok, so I've already told you guys, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people on TikTok have really low attention spans, very low IQ people. They want everything in 30 seconds, right? Or a minute. They want to know everything, right? Condensed, right? And so for my videos on YouTube, I give them like a 30-second minute, a minute, the beginning of the video, and I say, hey, come watch the rest of the video on YouTube. And a lot of people on TikTok, again, because they're low IQ or because they don't understand or they fail to understand it because they want everything like right now, right? They want the whole explanation and the whole story in 30 seconds. Uh, that's what type of society we live in. They get mad at me and they say, why do you film them, right? Without really watching the whole video and really getting to understand. So Elias, I filmed him, I recorded him, I got his story, and his mom, his family in California found him because of that. She hadn't seen him in years. Um, I even met her. She came to Phoenix, met her, and she gave me a tent. She gave me all kind of stuff to give to him, which I did. Um, and do you guys remember Audrey? 20, what was she, 20 years old? 20, 21? Audrey? She's in California. Her mom, Lucy, found Audrey because of my my interview. I did two interviews with Audrey. She's in California, safe. She's in an institution right now. She's getting help. She's not vulnerable, so that's why you guys, a lot of you guys are new, so you guys should really go back to the beginning and watch some of these videos. And that's why these videos are really critical. The people are reunited with family, so that's why I get people reaching out to me all the time. Hey, can you help me find my lost family member? Can you help me? You've helped other families. Can you help out my family? So it's not just recording people, and on TikTok they always make fun. They say, "Oh, you're just recording people, making fun of them, or all this silly stuff, right?" Without really knowing the full gist of it, right? Um, so you guys are my partners. You guys help me with this mission of creating awareness and trying to reunite families, and trying to keep kids from trying this crap, right? So when I was younger, I was strong enough. I had the wherewithal. When I was young, I knew that drugs were bad, right? Dare had started back at that time when I was a kid, and that made an impact on me. Dare might not be working anymore, right? Because it's offensive, it's politically incorrect. Somebody's gonna get offended, all this stuff, right? But by all means, let's put three restrooms in school, and all this political crap, all this that doesn't mean anything, right? So it seems like it's on purpose to me, actually, right? It really does. Seems like it's on purpose. So, but that's just my opinion. Is Phoenix dangerous? Some places could be dangerous, yes. Are these pills made in Arizona? I would say a percentage of them are, because they're now smuggling the powder across the border to make them here. But I would say a lot of them are made in Mexico, because they're so small, they can smuggle them in anything. But I know I've heard from the police that they're smuggling the powder, into America, to have clandestine labs to create this crap here. So you need a podcast studio with a shower, and you interview these people for 40 to 50 minutes. That's a long shower. It's a lot of water. Laura, has anyone ever tried to rob you while being out there? No, they definitely have not. Did Tyson finally contact his brother? I remember a video. Mercy Cruz. Tyson is in Colorado with his brother. He's been there for months, since the last, like 2 weeks after I interviewed him last. Like, he took off. His sister-in-law commented, "Hey, we have Tyson. He's in Colorado. He's getting better." So again, these interviews, like, right, me interviewing Tyson, the family is able to say, "Oh, he's still around. He's still alive. Let's go find him," and they did. So that's awesome. Where can I donate clothes to you at? The I have a UPS box in the about section. The address is in there. So thank you very much for donating. What's your craziest or scariest moment? I don't have one. Can you interview a dealer? Uh, Half of the people that I interview are dealers. Half of them. They just don't talk about that. Uh, they just don't. That's one thing they don't mention, right? Because there's like repercussions, like, right? Because if they deal a pill and somebody dies, they could be held legally liable for that. So they don't really talk about that. Half of the people I interview are dispensing, selling these pills, right? So they buy They buy 100, right? They sell 70 to make a profit, and the 30 are to consume. So is Tyson Gabby's boyfriend? Yes, he was. Arlene Isidro, I want to be like you one day. Eat your spinach. Eat your spinach every day. You'll be just like me. Does the cartel control the supply there? Uh, I would say, yeah, they probably do. They probably control a lot of things here. Melissa, did Miggy have pills on him when he got arrested? Yes, he had three. No, he had 30. He had 30 of them. Omar Valadez, spinach is a spinach, dude. I don't use steroids, never have. I don't like needles. Uh, but go ahead and tell your story, Omar. The sound is cutting out. I don't know why. Have you heard from Richard from the last interview? No. Leslie, Art, do you have kids? Yes. I worry about what will happen with Carla if Miggs has to spend time. He supplies her needs, so without him, they're doing that. What might she end up doing? I don't even want to imagine. To me, it seems like Carla has enough sense. Carla, to me, she seems to have like morals, like her morals are intact. It seems like to me, she doesn't seem like far gone. So again, I think she just needs a little bit of separation because that would be her avenue to seek help, right? Whether that's going with her brother, going with her mom, or just going to a treatment center. That she'd be more willing to, that'd be more reasonable for her at that point because she doesn't have that anchor, right? That ball and chain, pulling her down. She's going to be able to kind of escape. When I ask her a question, sometimes she looks at Miggs first, right? Let's say Miggs is detained for a week, 2 weeks. When I go ask Carla, hey, Carla, do you want me to take you to your mom's? She's going to look over and he's not going to be there to hold her back, hold her down, right? So she'd be more willing to go. It's just easier to convince her to go, right? So, um, again, and I'm a proponent of sometimes you have to get locked up to change your life, right? My brother was out there in the streets for years, and it took him 9 months of being locked up, 9 whole months for him to think and think and think and he's been clean, he's clean. So sometimes that works. A lot of times that works. Incarceration, um, being locked up does help. So, do you have any new information on Yvette? I'm not sure who Yvette is. Sometimes you guys ask me about people from like different channels. I get that all the time. Yvette. I'm gonna try to find Yvette. No, no Yvettes. Ivett. No Yvettes. Art, helping them out as much as you do and the attention they receive, could that be enabling them to continue using or use more? Um, what's your definition of enabling, right? What's your definition of enabling? So, like Carla and Migs, right? People donate a tent, a haircut, clothes, food. Um, to me, that's not enabling, right? That's housing, that's feeding, that's clothing, right? Do we want people out there running around naked? No, right? So they need clothes. Do we want people out there starving? No, so they need food, right? So you have to understand that uh, they're not thinking rationally, right? They can't think the way you and I think. So somebody that goes to hospital because they're feeling sick, they're ill, right? The hospital feeds them, gives them clothes, and gives them shelter, right? So basically, Carla and Migs are like patients, right? But they're on the street, they're out in a park, they're out literally on the street, on a sidewalk, on a park, uh, ill, right? Ill emotionally, ill mentally, ill physically. They're sick. So and again, some people would have different interpretations. I firmly believe it's extending compassion to a human. That's kind of how I define it. So enabling would be if I gave Migs pills. Here, Migs, here's some pills for you. So that's my good question. Thanks for asking it in that way. Yeah, but if you give them supplies, they'll keep the lifestyle. So if you think, okay, so let's analyze your point, Cruz. If you give them supplies, they'll keep the lifestyle. If I wasn't, if we weren't to help them with a tent or clothes or food, they're gonna go into your house. They're gonna go into a store and steal the tent. They're gonna go into a store and steal the food. They're gonna get it regardless. You know, they're gonna get it regardless. Um, uh, so so those catch. I get your guys' point. You guys are frustrated, right? Oh, you're feeding their addiction, their lifestyle. You're promoting their lifestyle. You're glamorizing their lifestyle. Some of that is like seems kind of silly that people say, but I get it. You guys are frustrated and you guys want to point the fingers at somebody, right? And sometimes you want to point it at me. And I just call you names and I say I disagree with you. But you're entitled to your opinion. It's just kind of funny that you guys are at home in the comfort of your little couch or your mom's basement, watching videos and just complaining about the world instead of actually going out into the world and trying to change the world, right? So so sometimes you got to get off of your butt and go do something, right? If you don't like my approach the way I do it, what are you doing? Miggs is definitely holding Carla back. Miggs is very influential on her. Like he has a big so I've said this before, and I feel very comfortable that he's not harming her, like hitting her, abusing her. Is he controlling? Yeah. Does he, make money to wash windows, sell copper, and do all the other things that he does to make money to give her these pills? Yeah. But again, she's 19, right? Free will, her own decisions. She's an adult. Um, uh, and so you have to look at that standpoint, right? So, um, but yeah, he definitely holds a big sway, a big influence, huge influence on her. I wish she had a better influence. I don't think she's had good role models. I don't think he's had good role models. So that's why they're like a good match, because they had not the best childhoods, right? The rearing, the way they were brought up wasn't probably the best, obviously, and this is a direct result of it. We're seeing young people, right? I'm not sure of Nick's childhood, but I don't know exactly what happened. But it's just a mess. You guys know they sell most of the stuff you donate. So again, food, a tent, and clothes. They sell the food. They sold the tent that I just saw yesterday. They're selling the clothes that I see them wearing. It's like, you little haters, man. It's like, and you don't have to agree with it, but just I dislike when people like always casting doubt on everything, right? Like always like negative Nellies, always casting doubt on everything, right? There's if there's something positive, they're the ones that kind of bring it down, right? They're so that kind of frustrates me a little bit. But again, I pray for Miggs, I pray for Carla, I pray for Nick, I pray for all the hundreds of people that I've interviewed, and I pray for some of you folks that are commenting, right? The haters, the people that don't really fully understand. Because 2 years ago, I was like you, I was a hater, I didn't understand. And then once you're on this side and you start looking at it from a different angle, and I understand where you're coming from. You're frustrated, right? And so you want to be a hater. You want to just attack and blame everybody except for you because you're perfect, right? You have no faults, right? Or you have no mirror. So, so I get it. I pray for you too. No big deal. Thank you, Omar. I hope this helps. Use it to buy canned spinach for the people art. They need to eat their greens. Thank you, Omar. 4.99, very generous. Get some spinach. Angel says, I survived 8 years. I had to OD 4 times until I completely surrendered to my higher power. I was guided for the first time rehab. I'm 15 months sober. Um, Congratulations, Angel, on your 15 months of sobriety. OD 4 times. Wow. I'm glad you made it. Here you are. Stay on this side. It's a lot better on this side. So great. Please answer my question, dude. I'm getting hundreds of questions on here. I want to miss some of the questions. Okay, I want to miss a lot of questions. PK City, how are you feeling? I'm feeling really good. Brendan, what's up, Brendan? How are you doing? So Brendan is like a good example, right? Here's Brendan. Um, I interviewed him over a year ago, and here he is today, sober. commenting, right? Um, that I think that's awesome, Brendan. Brendan's a good example of uh, that people can turn it around. People can overcome, and Brendan, Sabas, those are the people that can change your life around, right? Sabas this past week was out working, right? Working. 2 years ago, I interviewed him. He weighed, gosh, 60 pounds lighter than he is today. Just out there, just losing his life, right? Youngster. What was he, 20, 19, 20? And now he's working towards something, right? Brendan's clean now, right? I interviewed Brendan over a year ago, and here he is commenting, chatting with us right now. He's alive, he's full of life, he wants to do better, get better. That's commendable. That's why I'm out there, right? To kind of whisper in their ear, plant a seed in their head, and say, hey, you matter, you're worthy of so much more, you can do much more, we believe in you, we have faith in you. And they come back. Look at Brendan, here he is coming back, right? Giving us his perspective, right? So a person like Brendan has so much more insight, and so his perspective is a lot more valuable than some of the people that are in here. But you're enabling them, but you're giving them supplies, and they're and it's, to me, that's, I respect your opinion, I disagree with your opinion. To me, that's a trash mentality. Because ultimately, here's a Brendan that's alive, healthy, and he's trying to move past his former life, and that's what it's all for. That's why I do what I do. I just ate earlier about an hour ago, and I'm hungry again. What is going on? Araceli Sanchez, prevention is highly needed. It starts at home. The population has an illness, but the question is, what is the disease? As parents, caregivers, we need to question our priorities. Children first. Um, our society, our country is moving away from like a nuclear family. A nuclear family is a mom, a dad, and children. That's a nuclear family. Traditionally, it's always been the case for forever, right? This country, with its politics, is trying to break up the nuclear family, right? A mom can raise 5 kids by herself, right? No, it can't. No, she can't, right? Um, you need structure, you need discipline, you need, I didn't have a dad. I know that with if I had a dad, like I would have had a better upbringing, right? Because I had to find out things the hard way. And um, and I know how important it is, to have that nuclear family. And so this, our government is trying to break that up, and it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It starts at home. I firmly believe that. So that's a good point, Araceli. It starts at home, and we're doing a bad job as citizens of the state of this nation to allow the government to dictate to us what we want this country to be, our society to be, and we're kind of falling for it. So it's really our fault. Araceli, I was a single mom for 15 years and I pushed through. Awesome. Yeah, a single moms, man, if you're in that boat, it's hard, and um life is hard, being a mom, being a parent is hard. Um but I really firmly believe that they've done. studies, uh, a child that's raised with the father in the home is, gosh, I forgot, 30% less likely to get arrested, 20% less likely to do drugs, this and that. So all these statistics, right? So somebody with that has a mom and dad, would they do drugs? Yeah, they still can. It's just statistically, it's proven that when you have a mom and a dad, like structure, that nuclear family, there's a less likelihood that, because you're getting attention from a mom and dad, you're playing with your siblings, different priorities, different morals, different. So yeah, a single mom has it rough now, especially nowadays, right? Because there's so many influence out there. You got music, you got school, you got friends, you got these pills out there. So it's really, really rough. It's really, really rough. Annette Melanchik, my dad is a widower raising three adult children by himself at 83. Three adult children by himself at 80. Is that 83? I don't know how he's raising adult children, but amen to your dad. Brendan says, Art, just know whatever you're doing is making an impact. Success is easily hated by others who aren't willing uh, like you, who aren't winning like you. Yeah, and I get that. I get that a lot. I get, haters like everywhere, and so that's okay. I could defend myself. I could stick up for myself, but I appreciate the support from all of you guys, Brendan, you, Brendan, and the Lost in Phoenix family, which is just growing and growing and growing, because you guys see the there's a value with Lost in Phoenix, right? There's my value proposition. This channel helps out the community, helps out children, helps prevention. Like, that's the value proposition. That's the value that this channel brings. And so you guys are all my partners. You guys are part of the Lost in Phoenix family. You guys, just by being here, conversing, having conversations, asking questions, sharing your stories, we're all learning, sharing, growing together as a community, right? And that's how we're able to help a Nick, a Carla, a Migs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have alumni like Brendan, right? He's clean, sober. He comes back and he's going to pay it forward. He's going to pay it back, right? He's going to want other young people to not go through his journey. He's going to want them to learn from his mistakes, from his lessons, right? So, um, that's a value proposition. That's a value add, right? So it's not the government, it's not the state, it's not the school. It's just regular. I'm just a regular person. I'm not. There's nothing special about me. We're just all regular people that want to live regular lives. But when we go out there to live a regular life, it's like dysfunction. It's a disaster out there, right? So there's nobody coming in a horse, right? There's no army coming to help us. It's gonna be us that are gonna help us. So, are you prepared for fame and being recognized when your channel blows up? Definitely don't want fame. I don't. I don't like the spotlight. I really don't. Um, uh, this is sufficient for me. This is enough right here for me. I'm gonna. It's already 9:30. I'm gonna go, gang. So I've been talking for an hour and 40 minutes. I intended to log on for 30 minutes. Um, Having these conversations with you guys is very like fun. Like, I have fun talking to you guys, right? So I just want to get on, touch base, answer some questions, and let's see what happens with Nick on Friday, right? So pray for Nick, pray for that he's ready on Friday. I'll be ready. I'll take you on that journey, right? Okay, here we're looking for Nick. And he's either gonna say yes, I'm ready to go, or he's gonna say, you know what, never mind. So I'll be sure to update you guys. I'll be sure to let you know what the deal is on Friday. Okay, so you guys have a good night. Have a good rest of your week. Have fun this week. Have stay safe this week, and blessings to all of you. God bless you all. Have a good one. We'll talk soon. Okay, bye everybody.